big step for kids and parents alike, one that can provoke anxiety for some, but it doesn't have to if potty training is done at the right time. The secret to success: timing and patience. Now, there is not just one right way to potty train. There are many ways to approach this next big step in you and your child's life. Potty training success hinges on physical and emotional readiness, not a specific age. Many kids show interest in potty training around the age of 18 to 24 months, but others might not be ready until they're closer to 2.5 or even 3. And there's no rush. If you start potty training too early, it might take longer to train your child.
So we have 3 daughters, and obviously the journey of potty training has been different with each one. The first typically are the ones that do everything like they're supposed to do, and at 2 years old she was potty trained. It didn't take much work on our part and she was ready to go. Our second daughter, she just really wasn't interested, and at 3 years old she had a baby sister coming and I did not want to have 2 in diapers. So my mom actually was in town and she was determined to get her potty trained, and we had little gifts, and every time she went she got a little, McDonald's toy or the little cheap things you can get at the dollar store, and not much longer she was potty trained. Third daughter, again, we're letting her kind of lead the following her lead. She's interested but not entirely there yet. She likes to go in the potty, so we're just letting her lead the way. We're feeling pretty close.
Is your child ready? Ask yourself these questions. Does your child seem interested in the potty chair or toilet or in wearing underwear? Can your child understand and follow basic directions such as pick up your ball or get your coat? Does your child tell you through words, facial expressions, or posture when he or she needs to go? Does your child have regular and soft-formed bowel movements at fairly predictable times? Does your child seem bothered by a dirty or a wet diaper? Can your child pull down his or her pants and pull them up again? Can your child combine 2 or more words? Does your child stay dry for periods of 2 hours or longer, or wake up dry from a nap? If you answered mostly yes, your child might be ready for potty training. If you answered mostly no, your child might not be ready to start just yet. Another thing to consider is whether or not your child is experiencing a major life change or has recently done so. Is your family in the process of moving? Has someone new moved in or out of your home or life? Are you expecting? Has your child not been sleeping well, or have they been ill? Experiences such as these are challenging for adults as well as children, so you might want to hold off on potty training for a short time. If your child is not experiencing a major life change and they are showing readiness signs, then give it a go. It is important to remember this is a task you will tackle with your child. Both the child and caregiver has a role in this process. What do I mean by this? You as the caregiver have certain responsibilities, such as recognizing that your child is in control of their own body. You should not try to physically force them to use the potty chair. Even before you start the potty training process, you should start reading books to them about the subject. Teach your child words for body parts, for urination and bowel movements. Provide your child with a potty seat or chair and a stool. Expect accidents and handle with grace. Anger can scare a child and cause them to avoid potty training altogether. On the other side of that, too much praise can be a negative as well. They could feel overly disappointed in themselves if they are not successful. Consider taking your child to the restroom with you. Really, the child's responsibilities are to learn their body signals for when they need to use the potty and to use the potty at their own speed. You also need to take into consideration your home setting, your routines, and your child's temperament. Talk to your child before you start about how the process will look. Think about what you will use to encourage your child. Do you plan to use a reward or sticker chart, a 10-second dance party, or verbal praise? Will they get a prize at the end of each success or after a certain time period? This is all up to you and your personal situation. Again, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah, accidents are inevitable in this process, and it's easy to get mad, but it's also easy to clean up. It's just a mess, and they're learning, and they can pick up on your anger and your frustration. So I think just really trying to stay calm and remind them that it's okay and that they're still learning, that these happen, and it'll get, we'll do better next time. So I think just really trying to stay calm in front of them just reinforces that it's okay, and I think that's most important. Is they're not going to get in trouble for any of this. They're learning, and I think we as parents are learning with them as well.
Make sure all caregivers in your child's life are on board. Is your significant other, their daycare provider, grandma aware of the plan? You want consistency wherever the child goes throughout the day. Are you going to use pull-ups? Will you just use them at night? Sometimes pull-ups can feel too much like a diaper, and the child does not notice much of a difference from these to a diaper. If you can dedicate a weekend to potty training where you will be home most of the time, that usually makes the process easiest for you and your child. Take the child to the potty often, every hour to 2 hours. Stay with the child in the restroom. Provide them with a book to look at or some other distraction while they sit and try. Possibly run the water in the sink to increase the desire to go. Encourage them to drink more water than normal so they have more of an opportunity to use the restroom. Praise them for sitting and trying and for successes. Know that the process takes time. Some kids learn quickly, others take more time. Often the process comes in stages. Your child may first master urinating in the potty, but still have accidents with bowel movements. This often takes more time to master. Staying dry all night also takes time. For the first few months of potty training, at least have them sleep in a pull-up, or use a mattress cover so cleanup is easier if there is an accident. And if your child resists using the potty or isn't getting the hang of it within a few weeks, take a break. Chances are they're not ready yet. Revisit the subject in a few months. Remember, accidents will happen. They are not doing this to irritate you. This is a new skill they are learning. It takes adults time and repetition to learn a new skill as well, so have patience and relax. So in closing, start by asking yourself some of the readiness questions to determine if your child is ready for this next big step. If you feel like your child is ready, feel free to give it a try. Remember, have patience. Every child is different and will progress at their own rate. Best of luck to you as you embark on this next big life step.